Whew! That was a lot we covered, right? Hey, you should have been at this point in time. We should have been able to get your Google account going. We should have built our first campaign. We've also given it a little bit of character by adding some extensions and making sure that we've written your ads correctly. Now we're going to jump on to make sure that your conversions and cost are really going to go through the floor, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to jump into remarketing. Remarketing is kind of the way you pull this all together and make sure that you're capitalizing on all of that work that you've done in the previous campaigns to make sure that your sales cycle is completed. The one thing that's going to be a lot different than with the remarketing ads versus the other ads is you're going to be more aggressive with your speech within this, okay? The directions and the descriptions, even the headlines are going to call these customers out for their behavior, right? They've been on your site. Maybe they left something in the shopping cart. Maybe it's just they didn't get enough information, and we need to consider that product cycle and consider that research phase, right? A lot of things that are going to happen within the remarketing campaigns, you're going to be able to speak directly to events that happened on your site, and you're going to be able to actually continue to build value as they go down the research phase and then ultimately be able to close them. So remarketing, I know it kind of has a bad context, you know, depending on who you're talking to, because they call it the stalker program. But the reality of it is people aren't always ready to buy your product whenever they see it. So that's why the remarketing is so much important in the entire sales process. Not only that, one good thing about remarketing that you'll find is it's a lot cheaper than your initial impact. So it's typically about a 45 to 50% conversion rate. So not only are you able to actually save some money on those additional conversions or those additional clicks whenever they're interacting with your ad, but you're able to do it in less touch points, which is going to save you some money, increase your conversion rates, and lower cost. So just keep in mind as we go through this particular module and we continue to show you how to write ads, I show you how to attach the cookies, I show you how to kind of strategically apply some of these techniques that we've talked about within the previous parts of the course. These consideration events are going to help you keep top of mind awareness with your customer. Because at the end of the day, if you aren't there, if they don't know either your brand or you're just not there whenever they do go search for your product on Google, then you could potentially lose that sale out to your customer or to your competitor. And none of us want that, right? So at the end of the day, remarketing is very, very vital for your success, because part of the process of the sales cycle is, again, we'll talk about this in additional modules, but there's the top, middle, and bottom funnel that you're going to be controlled in, right? A lot of the top is awareness. The second stage is your research phase. They have to really kind of find some validation in buying your product, whether that be through seeing it multiple times, seeing it on different outlets, or wherever. But the one thing it's the magnificent feature of remarketing is not only does it have an extremely high conversion rate in the 40 and 50 percentile rate, but you're able to tap into the display network, which literally contacts about 90% of the internet. And on a daily basis, you'll interact with about 60% of the overall people on the internet. So you're able to contact that person that you have already built that relationship with. They've already been exposed to your product. You've already spent the time in gaining that awareness. Now we're going to reinforce that decision that they've had to buy your product and move them on down the funnel where we can get them back in at a cheaper, more efficient rate. And again, since it's a cost per click savings on this, and you actually look at about a 25-30% reduction in your cost per click, those additional touch points as you work them down the funnel are going to be cheaper, which means they're going to be more effective, and you're going to be able to close that sale at a less costly rate. So let's dive into this module, go ahead and get you set up with the remarketing code on the site, and we'll go ahead and kind of further the education on writing ads as we move down it. So let's jump in here and get started with remarketing and get you closing at a higher rate.